So as you know, I've been feeling rubbish lately. I thought maybe, just maybe, something this weekend would make me feel a little bit better. Arsenal beating Everton, for example. But no! Look at this team. Look at it. What is that? Can anyone explain to me why we're starting El Neni? Why? Why are we starting El Neni against Everton away from home? Oh, jeez. I saw that lineup and I just thought to myself, wow. Doesn't that look ambitious for a top four battle? No Aubameyang starting. No Ramsey. Arguably the most informed player for us right now. Aaron Ramsey, benched. How is Mustafi still getting into this team? He's useless. I could go on and on and on about how bad Mustafi has been for us. Yet he still somehow gets into this team. I would honestly play Lichtsteiner at centre-back ahead of Mustafi. Genuine. I'm being 100% genuine. I would rather we had Lichtsteiner there. Do you see what I see? When Mustafi... Look, we've got a couple of minutes left on the clock. We're losing 1-0, which is the full-time result, by the way, if you haven't already seen it over there. It's a few minutes to go. We've got a chance to break. Mustafi picks up the ball. He's got a very, very simple ball down the line. He tries to knock it past the Everton player, and guess what? Hits him straight in the shin. Chance gone. Just like that. All we needed was a good pass down that right side, and who knows, we get the equaliser. I'm going to say, though, we didn't deserve anything out of this game. Everton could have easily won this game 3-0, 4-0, maybe even 5-0. They had so many good chances. Unbelievable. Calvert-Lewin had not even his best game ever, but the Arsenal defence couldn't handle him. Well played to him. I think he got man of the match as well. Sigurdsson. I mean, he was all over us as well. And then on the right, you've got Richarlison. You've got Bernard over on the left. I mean, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, bless this guy, he's not a right back. He does very well there. But today was a game to forget for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He was just out of his depth. Wasn't great. There's a clip of his throw-in today. If you want to see something funny, today's funny video of the day, it's Maitland-Niles' throw. Literally goes to no one. Just nothing. No one's there. And he just, yep, that'll do. And he didn't look bothered, which really annoys me. When a player's having a bad game, fair enough. We all have bad days, right? I totally get it. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles is a fantastic young player. He's very, very, very inexperienced. He's only, 20 years old. He's been thrown in a position that he's not really accustomed to. And he's done very well. But today wasn't his day. That's fine. But at least look bothered. At least look like you're upset at yourself for having a bad game. The guy didn't even look like he cared. Maybe he does. Maybe that's just the way he is. I know Ozil can be a bit like that. He can be very... The way he moves around, the way he looks when he's made a bad pass, you kind of get the feeling like he just doesn't actually care. But they do. They just don't show it like others do. Let's go through this lineup because... Firstly, Emery's obviously got it wrong. You know, he's made 2 changes at half-time. So that alone says it all. He got the lineup wrong today. El Neni, I think he's got something on Emery. He's blackmailing him. How are you starting El Neni next to Guendouzi? Makes no sense to me. It really doesn't make any sense. Mustafi, Socrates, Monreal as a back 3. Okay, you can kind of see it working. It's worked before. That's fine. Maitland-Niles and Kolasinac as the wing-backs, fine. But then when you play Guendouzi, El Neni, and then everyone else, central players, we didn't have a winger. Yes, you're playing 3 at the back with Kolasinac and Maitland-Niles as the wingers, I guess, the wing-backs, but they just couldn't get out. They couldn't get the ball. So he done the right thing at half-time. We're losing. We change to 4-2-3-1, and we bring on Aubameyang. He was playing as a winger, which didn't work. We bring on Ramsey. He comes on for El Neni, instantly changes the game. Instantly think to yourself, why didn't we start with this? We looked infinitely better with Ramsey on the pitch. I don't think Aubameyang did much, to be fair. But this is one of those games where we could have had another 3 hours of that, and we still wouldn't have scored. Just one of those games. And we are so different away from home. It blows my mind. Like, why are we so different away from home? Is it just a lack of confidence? Is it the Emirates just gives us a little bit extra? I don't really know what it is. It feels like we're a bit cursed. And looking at the fixtures leading up to the end of the season here, obviously, as we know, we've got the easiest run-in of the other top 4 contenders, but a lot of them are away games and doesn't feel good. It really doesn't. And it wouldn't surprise me if we don't make it because of the fact that they're all away games. You know, if we seriously want to get top 4, we have to change our away form. There's just no way we can get away with this. I think that's 6 points in the last 9 away games. 6 points. 6! I mean, you can get relegated in form like that. It's a joke, and I know Emery has spoken about it, and I'm sure the whole club is aware that it's a massive problem. But how do you change it? Well, first of all, you need to get your lineup right. We played way, way too defensively in this game. No disrespect to Everton. But you don't go to Everton playing 2 DMs, do you? You just don't. You don't do that. We've done this a few times this year. We set up way too defensively, and as soon as we made those changes at half-time, you could see the difference. The difference between El Neni and Ramsey, it's black and white. It really is. It's night and day. Ramsey carries the ball forward. He looks for a pass. He finds the space. He's always in the right place at the right time. He picks up the ball, and it just looks like he's always onto something. He's always got something going on. El Neni picks up the ball, and he'll just pass it sideways, pass it backwards. Yeah, don't worry. No worries. As long as we've got possession, you know. Make some freaking moves, man. Be a bit more ballsy. He must be thinking to himself when he gets pulled off at half-time, what have I done wrong? Why am I coming off? I'm not the reason we're not winning. You are, mate. You really are. You kill the momentum. You really do. This is where we really miss Xhaka, Torreira. We really miss those guys. I mean, look at our bench, man. Lichtsteiner, Jenkinson, Ramsey, obviously, who came on. Suarez, who doesn't get played. Iwobi and Aubameyang. You've got 3 players on the bench there that, for me, just have to start. Iwobi is one of them. First thing he does when he gets the ball, when he comes on in that second half, direct, runs at them. He's a winger. One thing we lacked this game, until we came on, width. We didn't have any. Aubameyang isn't a winger. He can play there, but he'll end up going up front a lot of the time, going inside. That can work. We've seen it work. But it didn't today. It really didn't. I would have sacrificed the formation, the 4-2-3-1, and go with a 2 up top formation just to get Aubameyang and Lacazette in behind. It's like we've got all of these strengths, but we're not playing to them. We're playing to our weaknesses more. Taking off Kolasinac. Although I get it. To go back to the 4 at the back formation with Monreal playing left back, I get that. But Kolasinac has been so good for us going forward. Why are we hurting ourselves like this? It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Now, again, I'm going to have to wrap this up because my voice is dying, but Everton were top class today. They really were. They've got a very good team. They're very difficult to break down, and they deserve to win. So I'm not taking anything away from Everton. But what I'm frustrated about is just the lack of fight. You know, this Arsenal team have improved massively this season, I think, with regards to team spirit. That moment where you concede, but you fight back. We never had that for many years. It felt like if we conceded, that would often be it. Today, that was us going back to those days where it felt like we had no fight left in us. We just didn't seem to care. Champions League is on the line. We're not going to win the Europa League. Unless we get very lucky with the draw and we beat Napoli. Either way, we already know who we're going to get. I don't even know why I said that. It's not about the draw. It's about if we get lucky when we turn up against these better teams than us, that they're just not having a good day, that they perform badly. We need Napoli to play like absolute death to get through. I'm so worried that we're relying on that. This top 4 battle is ours to lose. We're still in the top 4 right now. But from now, we cannot drop points. Done. We can't. You cannot afford to drop points anymore, Arsenal. Otherwise, it's very, very, very difficult. The other teams will drop points. I'm sure of it. They've all got pretty tough run-ins. They're all playing each other, for example. So that's going to be the one saving grace, potentially, which would allow us to drop points and still make it into the top 4. But I don't want to see us dropping points anymore. I predicted a win today, and deep in my head, I knew it wasn't going to be a win. I knew we were going to lose this game. I felt it. I really did. And if we can win the rest of our games, then yeah, sure, of course, we'll make it into the top 4. But the realistic thing is, we're not going to. So it's going to be an interesting one. Thank you for watching. I'm hoping that tomorrow my voice will be somewhat back to normal so I can start recording again. This cold or whatever I've had has absolutely kicked my ass over the last few days. So apologies for lack of uploads and stuff, but what can I do, man? My job relies on my voice. So apologies for that. I will be back soon, though, regardless. Thanks, Arsenal, for ruining my weekend just that a little bit more. And I will see you next time.